G'day folks, and welcome back to Metal Mania 3D in the Diecast workshop. This is episode 60 part 2. So episode 60 part 3 will be when these race cars return from where they end up racing at. So we'll leave that as a secret, so when they come out I don't want to destroy it for the other channel, so they can reveal the cars and all that sort of stuff there. But if you remember when we started in episode part 1 I should say, the Datsun Wagon started off at 34 grams. The VW up here started off at 31. Now the two Riveteds, I didn't have them in the video, but you'll see them somewhere as well. The situation with those is they both started off at 22 grams, those cars there, because they've got a plastic body on the top. And one's 77 and one's 78, I think. So, alright, what we've done here now, talking in the other videos there, and a few people were asking questions. Now these are the weights that we use. Now if you see up on there what it says on there, it says up on there, so the situation is, so this sink is designed to drop right down. Now these are perfect little squares, like little rectangles, if you see that there. Now you can get these even smaller, bigger, heavier, if you keep going up, whatever suits your fancy. Good thing about this is those little them weights there like that, just a little tiny pair of cutters or whatever else there, is so easy to cut this without having to worry about grinders and all that sort of stuff going on. I don't want to cut this because I'll melt all of the offcuts I've got there hiding there. I'll melt them all back together and use them again on something else. But they're the weights that we use, and they work perfectly. Get most of those, get all of them there easy enough from your fishing bait and tackle shops and all that sort of stuff there. We got it from BCF. Okay, so as with this here, I was mentioning in the other videos a few other bits and pieces and all that there about your weight and all that sort of stuff there. I thought I had a square pen in here, but anyway, the pencil probably will do the trick. What I do when I balance up the cars is I have it here. I mark the central point of where the vehicle is, and then I just have it. It's a bit slippery on this pencil. I have it there, so it basically balances here. You can't do it on a round surface. And in that middle 6 is the sweet point, and it balances up there. I don't have it where it's too tight. I should have bought that other unit in there. It's how silly of me. Anyway, never mind. You get the point. What I'm making is you put it on there and you get your balance. So you measure from the front of the car to the back of the car and get your centre. This is only for cars that look like cars, not these other ones that have got double engines out the front and all that sort of stuff and everything else there. Then you have to work out your balance and your weight ratio and everything else. This is just for normal sort of style cars at the moment. And so what we're going to show you what we've done here. Don't judge me on that there. I just rushed in and put these decals and all that on there in a hurry. I tricked up the front. Let's go over here where you can see it a bit better. As opposed to I had well, it's not a stocky. Of course, I've changed the wheels on it. That's the front, what it used to look like. That's the front now. So I just did all the chrome rails and all that sort of stuff around the grille and headlights, and I just leaving the grille alone and all that sort of stuff. And obviously a chrome fuel cap on the side. And then did the taillights because there's nothing on the back of this at all. So we just did those few things there to it. And everything else there. All of our cars are all screwed together with a 256 screw with a T5 head and a 256 drill bit and a 256 little tiny stainless steel screw. So you can pull the cars apart. I don't ever glue my cars together. And I'll try and see if I can show you this little dot. This little dot here. Probably a better way to show you how tiny that is. Yep. And of course, some cars you do have a lot of meat. Same as this one here. This one's all bolted together on the bottom. It's not glued. Situation same with that one there. Right, now, telling you before about your oils and your lubricants. This is the graphite powder that I run in. It's a light graphite, not heavy. Perfect for locks all sort of very fine locks and all that sort of stuff. Also perfect for doing what we're doing here, running that there, through that there, because what it actually does is when it runs from the axle there, it actually gives it this really slippery silvering coating. Alright? Beware when you're putting it everywhere, because if you put it everywhere and you go to wipe it off, you end up with big black skid marks all over the place. And I was saying about the oil. If I decide to run oil on the car, this is the one that I run my axles on. It's the really fine, very thin oil. You got to watch it when you tip it up, because it just runs out like water. That's how you want your oil. Extremely thin. Thin. I can't stress that enough. If you use any thick stuff or anything else here, you'll slow yourself down. Doesn't matter how much of an incline of that axle on that run is, on that track, wherever you're racing. Doesn't matter what track you're racing at. You want to be able to get these to spin. Now these are here. These ones here have all been done. Just make sure I'm in the frame. And these are just stock wheels, but the distance that they spin now from having the graphite put in them, they go for ages. I should have just waited for that to stop. Of course, I'm in too much of a rush here. I've got a couple of other ones there, and these here these just keep going and going and going and going and going and going. All right. Now I'll just bump that off there. So I wanted to show you a bit more about that there. We'll just get that down to a 0 weight, and I hope you're all taking care of yourselves and looking after your family and all that sort of stuff. Now remember I saying on the here how heavy these ones were now. I just got to watch it don't roll off. Okay, that's the one that's 78. So that's 78. And that one there went from 22 would we say there, so that's 22 off that there's is an extra 56 grams on top of that one. And this one, I think this is the 77. Oh no, that's a 78. Both 78. Okay, what's going on? Something's happening here. Okay, they're both 78. There you go. Look at that. That was the fluke. You get that through there. These ones here, we took the interiors out of the centre. You get to take the interiors out of the centre. I'll show you something else on this other car here. What you need to be aware of. I took the interior out of the centre because these bits on your interior, you cut the centre out here, you need these here to stop your axles, otherwise your axles is going to flog around all over the place there and run up against your body if you just want to run on standard factory systems. Unless you're going to put tubing in there and do your axles different with pins on either side, different story. Just remember, if an axle turns, your wheels are turning as well. You're going to get a faster revolution as opposed to your axle being stiff or still, solid, if you want to call it like that, and just your wheels spinning on pins. Unless you've got some magic way of getting it to be done there, I'd love to see someone show me. That would be awesome. But what I'm getting at is you've got to have these here. Otherwise, this is what happens. Wheels just go all over the place. Plus they'll jam up if they go up too high on that rivet. They sit on top of your axles and make them go like this. See, there's hardly any movement now. So that's how you want it, right? But there, that's a factory wheel. It hasn't been done anything yet. That's just another project there. Now, another reason, while we're on the same subject, here we go. Wheelbases. Try your hardest to stay away from wheelbases this narrow. See how narrow they are? I'll show you what I mean. I'll get a wider one here. I'll show you the ones that we're using. See the wheelbase there? You can see the difference. Put them side by side. You stay away from these narrow ones here. Your cars will do heaps of roly-poly because of this narrow, be very unstable. We're going to make this into a race car in another video, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Is we're going to put different axles and wheels in there, of course, and we're going to run little ball spacers in there. So the little ball spins as well, so you're not restricting the spin, and you get the full width of the car. Might have to grind some of the wheel arches out, but that's in another project. But stay away from those there if you just want to build a quick build again. Look, here you go again here. See how wide the wheelbase is. See the difference. How narrow this is here. I can't stress enough to stay away from the narrow stuff unless you're going to space it out. Okay, So we'll put that up on there. It's on there. Right, we'll switch this on here. Wagon, remember, in the welly there, we took the interior out because we can use that on something else, on another Wagon. They've got something else there. The thing is, you can pull the dash apart. Awesome for detailing, all that sort of stuff there. Now, there we go. Run that onto there. There's not the bug. I don't think the little screw will make much difference, but we'll chuck him in there. There we go. He's 100, I can see that there, I hope. Maybe I'll just take a bit of light off it. Let's see if it happens if we just take the light off it for a bit. No. It's 113 grams anyway. That's a massive increase of 82 grams, that little beast. So you'll see what I mean by your square logs. Now we took the interior out of this here because it's got a different axle construction as compared to your Hot Wheels. It's got a plastic unit that holds it down, so I had to attach a plastic unit to the base and then build this up on here. I've built this up on here, so if this plastic plate decides it wants to give way on me or whatever else there, when it fits into the body, when I clip it in, I'll push it in there and show you anyway, instead of just messing around and talking 500. Yep, let's go. Just got to get these little pins in right on the back there. Right, clip him in. There we go. Now, if that little plate gives way, the unit that I've got glued into this position in there is not going to let the wheels collapse on me. Because just remember, you've got this weight in here. It's like as heavy as, that's 113 grams. That's going to fly off the track somewhere along the line, and guaranteed that you want it to be able to stay together. Same as that we glued the windscreens in and that sort of stuff and everything else there. That's it. We've also, if you've noticed, we've done some detailing on this here. I'll get away from that bright light. Don't judge me on the decals. I just quickly put them stickers on for race cars to get them done and out of the road. Obviously, we're Australia racing, so there you go. We'll see if we can... you'll see, remember, if you're watching part 1 there was no blinkers, there was no spotties done in the front, or the chrome around the number plates. Chrome's done on the back of the mirrors, chrome on the centre of the boot handle, plus I put the indicators on the back, plus I also done the chrome oil filters on the back, and I've done the centre of the exhaust pipes on the back chrome because they're just little plastic pins. It's got a screw that goes in there, screws it together, and there we go. These are a little bit running tight at the moment there. What I do is I actually got a sand belt. I got a belt sander, and I'll show you that in another video. I got a rubber tube, I think it was size 12. I stretched it onto my sand belt and cut it into a rubber band. And I run my sand belt and I put my car on there and I run my wheels in. I kid you not. I will show you that in another video. And then we get them running. That's a standard factory wheel, just lubricated. Okay, you see the difference there. Same as these guys here. This is the co-mold. I've already done this car to run in. I'll just see if we can get in the right position. I've already done that run in on that one there. You see the difference when I run the wheels in? Plus doing it on the rubber there, actually cleans the bottom of your wheels up if there's any marks or anything on them there. Cleans them up nice and shiny. So I will show you that in another video when we've got a couple more builds coming, and I don't want to try and make this one too long. It's already going too far over. So there we go. Alright, so don't worry about judging me on the decals. Obviously you can see we're racing, get around the right way, racing around Australia. We've got Australian flags, all good to go. There we go, we'll switch that onto there. Alright folks, so there's just a few more pointers and all that sort of stuff. A couple more builds that we've got coming up. Going to build up a van here to race. Going to cut a whole new base plate for the bottom to put in there. Going to run a set of just your standard Hot Wheel wheels. The ones that look like stock standard rims that come out. I like them, they're pretty cool rims. That's going to be another race car in another video coming up. We'll show you something else there. This one was also, we're going to build this BMW here into a race car. We've also, at the moment there, we've got real riders on there messing around, of course, can't help myself. And we've doing quite a few other bits and pieces along the way, so stick with us, and thanks to my new subscribers, I appreciate that there. And look, I'm so grateful that, geez, we're over the 200 like you wouldn't believe. So that there, I really appreciate that. So they're the ones there that we've done off there, guys, and I've showed you basically what we were doing with them. As you can see, look at that, dropped like a brick. So we look forward to seeing them racing somewhere on someone's track. they were a lot of fun to build. I hope you enjoyed all the pointers, help someone out. This is what we do. Doesn't mean that you have to do it, but if you don't know what you're doing and you need a little bit of help, there you go. Alright, I hope I helped someone out. If I didn't, well, I didn't, but that'll be all cool. Alright guys, take care, stay safe, look after yourselves, and just remember, cool, old E.H. Holden. Old Holdens never die. I'm going to build some of those too somewhere along the line. Take care, catch you again on the next one. Thanks for watching, bye for now.